That black night and an abandoned war field, which is usually a feast for scavengers. There was this jackal called Gomayu who was starving, who didn't eat anything since morning. It did not find anything in that jungle. It was roaming around that jungle from one corner to another corner, and at a corner where the jungle ends, this warfield starts. And there was luckily a war which happened few days back, and Gomayu entered that warfield. It saw lot of bones, lot of dry skin, and it could saw all the human remains which were imagined. But unlucky for him, all the bones were dried up. There was nothing inside those. There was no meat. Dried skin was good for nothing, and it seems this that these scavengers had eaten everything before it came. This jackal was late to the feast. What could it do? But suddenly it heard a voice, a regular voice in regular intervals. Thum, 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 like that. It went closer to that voice, that sound, and when it saw, there it saw a small drum, actually, a big drum, and it hadn't seen that before. When it saw that drum, it saw that it thought that it was a certain type of animal, a strange animal which is going to attack him. And now this Gomayu was scared to hell. It was afraid to go back because if it ran, this animal would run behind him and eat him. Or it did not want to make any noise, it did not want to make any sort of movement which could alert that animal, and that animal may come back after him, after that jackal Gomayu. So and so Gomayu had no choice. What could it do? So it moved near that animal, and it also thought of a small Niti Vakya which are abundant in Panchatantra. Right? So it said, Bhaye va yadi va harshe samprapte yo vimarshayet krutyanna kurite vegan nasa santapamapniyat. Anything, or any person, if it does not take hasty decisions when there are scary moments, or there are moments of happiness. Whenever you are very happy, you tend to make very hasty decisions, or whenever you are very afraid, you tend to make hasty decisions. In both cases, if you are able to control yourself and do not lose your emotional intelligence, you would definitely make a great decision. So this Gomayu, how much ever scared it was, it went near that drum, and luckily it saw that there was this broken branch of a tree which was hitting that drum, and it held that branch. And when it held that branch, it thought that okay, so it was just a small animal or big animal which was full of meat and blood inside it. Just because there was this branch of tree which was hitting it, it was making that noise. So it is dead, so I can eat it for a long time, such big it is, right? So and it was very happy, and that Gomayu made a small hole inside that drum, and it went inside that drum, and then it tried biting that in a part of that drum very strongly with its teeth. It pulled it off with its teeth with no success. It pulled it again with its teeth, no success at all. It was pulling it hard, no success. Then suddenly something came into its mouth. Then Gomayo thought, yeah, great, something has come. Let's let's try to bite it, or let's try to chew it. And it started chewing it. It was very hard. And suddenly there was one another thing which was again in its mouth, and it sort of pinched its mouth. And suddenly it saw that there was blood coming out of that jackal's mouth, its mouth. And it was so afraid. What the hell has happened? And it spit it out, those two things, and saw there were these teeth which has come out. Now it was disappointed. What kind of nonsense? What day it has been? How unlucky I have been since morning. What nonsense, man. What is this thing anyway? And it came out of that thing just cursing its bad luck. Now, this is exactly what Damnak was saying to Kartak, that you will become like that jackal which broke its teeth by just by chewing that empty drum. So that animal which is shouting outside near that Yamuna river, it may not be that scary after all. Why are you worrying so much? You don't have to worry. Let me go and check that out. Now Pinglak was very, it was very surprised that how courageous this jackal Damanak is. It is offering to go and check what that animal is. And that sort of created a lot of curiosity in Pinglak. And it was sort of, okay, so if you want to do it, so be it, go ahead. And then Damnak went and met Sanjeevak. How Damnak manipulated Sanjeevak, how Damnak manipulated Pinglak, what happened next. If you are curious about that, check out my next video. Thank you so much.